Today is January 31st. It is 1 p.m. 32 seconds. 32 seconds may be irrelevant because of the variability of wristwatches and the world clock and space and time and continuum. Today I blew 2 accounts in the trading account, which essentially equals to roughly about 58 bucks. Now, why is that the greatest thing that ever happened to me today? It's purely because it awakened me to something called risk management. I briefly made a couple of videos, but just scratched the surface of what risk management really is. Risk management is the thing that runs everything in this whole universe. As a human being, risk management is about, let's say I'm walking down and I'm a mailman and the fence has a sign that says beware of dogs. So I have to quickly assess what the scenarios, what size is the dog. Preferably, maybe it is small. You can't really judge what kind of size of a dog it is, but it is called risk management. Risk management is the understanding and clearly defining the transactions that I do, even on a day trading basis, but on a human basis. Another example is when I'm working and there is another person that I work with, and the other person has a completely different personality than mine. And therefore, the exchange of communication is dependent on each person's background. And therefore, approaching somebody who is somebody who was just released from a 50 years prison sentence and you're working next to him, there's probably some reason behind why that's the case. And the approach and the risk has to be managed in continuing that. The other part is this now. The third part about is risk management in day trading is quite interesting because I have to assign a particular thing. Trend is a trend also, but the risk defines how I set my stop loss. Risk defines how I set my profit target, because I'm saying, okay, for this transaction, it's going to cost me this much to take this transaction, but I need to have this much gain in order to continue on to the next trade. So the risk defines where I enter, what is the efficacy of the entry into based on the setups that I have. The risk is essentially defining it's defining at what point my emotional capital will be expensed. It's going to define where my financial capital will be expensed. So risk management clearly defines how I'm going to day trade and how I'm going to set everything up, because that is the most important thing in trading. It is the most important thing in trading is risk management.